Good morning, team owners and fans alike. Here we are, Week 12 highlights, Week 13 previews. We're getting right down to it, but I tell you what, going into Week 13, we have no divisional winners at this time. It's going to take Week 13 to make that happen, so every game matters this coming week. Let's do highlights Week 12. Game of the week, Showboats and Bulls. James Hayes' Showboats have chased Phil Wilfong's Bulls for several seasons now. Finally, he catches up with them with a win, 31-24. This game, some interesting things happened. Bortles has been the quarterback for the Showboats, and as Bortles will be sat at the Jacksonville team in the NFL, so be it here. Bortles was sat, and Thielen and Cousins was not enough, as the Showboats were led by Ryan Tannehill and a top-to-bottom cast. Quite impressive win for the Memphis Showboats. Congratulations, James Hayes. Right now, all he has to do is win, and he will win the South for the first time, I believe, since coming over to the South, as I recall. He may have won, James Hayes may have won with the Birmingham Stallions, as he was owner of the Stallions in the early part of our season, of our organization. The dog of the week this past week, anytime the Gold take the field this year, I'm sorry, Michael Rutt's Gold takes the field, it's a chance it can be the dog of the week. But at the same time, he could have taken down the Invaders, but the Invaders are one game back in the Pacific with a win, and all rookie cast made that happen for the Mike Lanzalotti's Invaders, as Josh Adams, Callaway, and DJ Moore, all three potential keepers next year, three really promising rookies, scored a total of 11.5 points between the three of them. Consistent top to bottom. Mike Lanzalotti's Oakland Invaders next year will be the Stars, and we have Ken Dunnock, tight end from the Stars, back in the day, has joined Mike Lanzalotti on the Oakland Invaders right now, soon to be the Stars at the end of the season as we're making some transitions. Moving on, the third game, probably upset of the week. Miami Renegades nearly lock up the spoiler award with a win over the Express, who were hoping to stay atop in the Pacific. That did not happen, as the Renegades took down El Briscoe's Los Angeles Express in a close game, but nonetheless, Randy Minor wins 28-23 in that one. Arizona has been a thorn in the side of Jason's Portland Breakers out in the Pacific every year since the inception. Once again, it's happened. Arizona takes down the Arizona Wranglers. Kevin Perilou takes down Jason Wise's Portland Breakers. This time, what happened is Dalton gets injured, and Big Ben has one of the best games of the season for the Wranglers. Wranglers come out on top in that game. And so we'll move on to the next game. The score in that one, by the way, was 24-18 Arizona Wranglers. And I'm going a little slow here, trying to speed this up. The Panthers look like they had the Central one a couple of weeks ago. Then comes the bye week. 4 Kansas City players on bye. That caused Mark Niemi's Panthers to take a loss this week. Probably expected that on this bye week. Loses to Jake's Gunslingers, who have won 3 in a row, are just roaring through the Central here at the end. Got a message from Jake last night saying, hey, am I going to make the top 8 board? We don't know. We do not know what's going to happen with Jake's Gunslingers. I don't think he's going to make the top 8 board at the end of the regular season, but with our playoff format, he can finish on the top 8 board at the end of the season, which will be a great achievement. And we're pulling for you, Jake, except for Kyle. So Game 5 of the week. After that one is Game 6 is New York City Hitmen. They trade off this week with a loss. They win, but they lose Melvin Gordon. And that's going to hurt him going into this 13th week as he's going to face a hot team. We'll talk about that in previews. But New York City does win this game over the Maulers. Despite a sloppy performance by the Stars, Juju shines, and Hopkins doesn't do so well on Monday night to pull the Gamblers through. So the Stars defeat the Gamblers this week in a fairly lopsided game. That score was 27-21. Moving on, let's talk about the spoiler award real quick. Look, I don't have a spoiler winner yet. I thought Orlando, Randy Minor was going to win the spoiler award, but it looks like the Stallions have entered the fray here. Possibly all of you. I'm watching you. The spoilers are the Renegades, the Stallions, and the Generals. I'm watching you all close. I'm going to have to pick one there. And I tell you what, Tampa Bay Bandits have won 3 in a row now. I told Brian Tracy if he wins a 4th in a row, I may have to put up a special award for him all by himself there. That's quite an achievement after being at the bottom of the barrel 4 weeks ago. The remaining games this past week, Outlaws over the Blitz in a close game, Central Division battle. The Feds, close game all week from Thanksgiving all the way to Monday Night Football. The game was almost tied the whole time. The Federals, Tina's Federals, come out on top. Jose came in game, lost by, I think, 0.6 points in that game. And the Tampa Bay Bandits, as I mentioned, win their 3rd in a row. Looking at the standings right now, everybody can look at them on the board. It's real simple. Memphis and Jacksonville atop the South. Oklahoma and Michigan atop in the Central. Arizona is 7-5 with 3 6-6 teams behind Kevin there. New York City Hitmen and Washington are both 8-4 with John Pahala's Philadelphia Stars at 7-5. Everybody's in that there. Anything can happen. So let's move on. Previews. Why is the Federals and the Outlaws the game of the week with so many good games? Well, I don't have an answer except both of these teams, Kyle and Tina, have so much to lose. Winner still may not win the division, so I'm not telling you much. But that is my game of the week. There are 4 dogs that are not really dogs because every game matters. There's a reason the Gamblers and the Gunslingers could be a dog. They're in the bottom of the Central, but it's not. It's an important game in the Central. Gold and the Wranglers. Well, there's the Gold again, Michael Rutt's team, 1-win team. So you think, well, this game surely is the dog. But no, the Wranglers must beat the Gold to win the Pacific Division. And then Tampa and Orlando is a spoiler alert game. You'd think these 2 teams are maybe not even going to make the bottom tier playoffs, going to be left out of the playoffs. But the game matters, beauty of the format. And then the Stars and the Maulers. Well, who wants to watch the Maulers this year? As they are 2-10, but guess what? They're the best 2-10 team in the league. Jose Plaza has built that team a little bit back up from when he took over. So Stars and Maulers, hey, Stars got everything on the line here, trying to find a way to win in the Atlantic. Stars and Maulers, another great game. 4 potential dogs that are not really dogs. And then the upset of the week is the Generals and the Hitmen. The Generals and Hitmen, I'm sorry. Jose Plaza is on the Generals. Sorry about that, Jose. But Hitmen are injured. That is the upset of the week. And then we got Memphis and Birmingham. Birmingham must win to make the bottom tier playoffs. Memphis must win to win the division. Portland and LA, a Pacific battle out west. Oakland Invaders and the Bulls. Bulls must win this game. Oakland Invaders must win it. They're 1 game behind. And then Michigan and Chicago. Michigan is in a must-win game. So we got a lot on the line, guys. Line them up. Don't miss a lick. Pick the best players to start your lineup and have a great week. We are so glad you're all here.